Hi everyone, thanks for joining us at today's webinar. We're here with Exertis Supplies Ireland. Today's webinar, obviously, joined by Steve from Prima, Oliver, Colin and Martin from Exertis Supplies Ireland. Today's session is a little bit of an introduction to Exertis Supplies Ireland, and then obviously from the Prima perspective is how you can request a catalogue and get that set up for EDI trading. There will be the chance for a Q&A. You should have a Q&A option at the kind of the bottom of your screen. You can answer questions. If they're anything quick, we'll answer those as we go on the text-based chat. If it's anything that you would require some more detail of, so we can kind of answer those in person at the very end of the call. This entire session is recorded as well, so if anyone does need to drop off, or if there's kind of anyone in now who couldn't attend today, obviously we can and will be sending this through with kind of relevant kind of contact details and a bit of a recap on an email just after the session started. So with that being said then, what I'll do for now, I'll shut up for a little bit and I'll pass over to Oliver at Exertis Supplies, who will go through kind of what they're about and kind of how they're dealing in Ireland at the minute. Over to you, Oliver.
Thank you. Thank you, Andrew. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming and taking some time out of your day to talk to us today. I would like to start by pointing out my position here. So I am Exertis Supplies in the UK. I work in the more technical side. I help on our website. I work with some of the EDI integrations and back office system. My actual job title is Head of Data and Marketing. So if you're looking for a happy, smiley salesperson, then that's not me. They normally lock me in a cupboard, but you'll be pleased to know we have got the guys with a bit more charisma on the call as well. So for today, trying to talk to you a bit more about how it works, I suppose. How does Exertis Supplies work? How does Exertis Supplies Ireland work? We are at the moment very much still in the launch phase for Exertis Supplies Ireland. I don't think it's any secret to anybody on this call that we're operating from the old Spices warehouse, the OTGI building. Right now today, there's just over 5,500 products in that building that you can select from. And also, obviously, in addition to that, we have the famous tea products that you guys know and love that we don't particularly need over here. So that, you know, all those little considerations have been covered. That 5,500 doesn't sound like a lot. It's far more than the 80-20 rule. 2,500 products would have got you about 80% of your basket. We're well into the 90s with that 5,500, and we are looking to add to that in the coming weeks. If you do find anything, obviously it's great having 90% plus coverage until you find that one thing we don't have, and then that's very frustrating. Please do talk to your account manager. We can bring something over if it's overall demand or even if it's individual demand. We can sort that for you, and we are still working on that. As I say, we are in the launch phase. Speaking of account managers, you'll see we've got Colin and Martin on the call today. Again, just like the old TGI warehouse, you know them well and love them well. So probably known them a lot longer than you've known me. So you know what to expect there. You do, with Exertis Supplies in the UK and in Ireland, have a dedicated account manager. So Colin or Martin would be allocated to you. In addition to that, you would get a named internal account manager too. So you've always got someone you can speak to. So whether you are looking for help with marketing, whether you're wanting to know, product support, whether it's sales, whether it's anything really, you have someone there to talk to that and can come and see you. You have someone there that can direct you in the right place internally as well. And you've now got my name, so I'm stuck forever. We have all that in place. We already have multiple delivery options available for you out of that Ireland warehouse as well. We can do bespoke stock if you've got that and that's a need. We can deal with that. And as per the call today, everything's fully integrated with Prima. EDI is all in place. And that is, to be honest, most of you on this call, I think we already know and are trading with. So I've tried to avoid going through presentations of things you already know. Want to make this more about making sure you're getting the best of it. But for anybody who isn't already trading with us on the call today, by all means reach out and we will make sure we get you in touch with Colin or Martin as needed, and then reach out to any of the internal people as needed as well. So that's where we're at today. I've already covered next steps, which is to bring some more product into Ireland. We will, over the next month or two, be also looking at introducing a back-to-back service for the products that aren't currently available in Ireland. If you do want that extended range, we will be looking at solving that problem. I did accidentally they commit to a month or two. We're not sure when that'll be in place. It might be more, it might be less, but we're working on it. And that is probably one of the most requested things right now, but that's in part because we haven't also yet backfilled the missing gaps, so that should solve that problem anyway. The only other things I can think of, I'm sure you guys, that's everything I can think of, should I say. I'm sure you guys will have lots of questions, but the majority of this course should be to hand back over to the Prima guys to tell you how to get the most out of what we've got there for you and make sure it's all set up correctly. And I will finish by saying, and that is because Exertis Supplies in Ireland is a separate trading business to Exertis Supplies in the UK. For all the similarities in the people that you know and love, in the systems and the processes and the product codes and everything else, they are two separate trading entities, and therefore it's a slightly different setup than you may be used to. It is two separate suppliers, and I'm going to pass back to the guys over at Prima to explain how that needs to be set up in Prima to make sure that it works and works well.
Brilliant. Thanks a lot for that, Oliver. So as Oliver's just mentioned, then if you do have any questions as we go, just drop them in the Q&A section of Teams. We can obviously kind of answer them as they do come in. So what I'll do now then is I'll just go through the process of actually requesting the Exertis Supplies Ireland catalogue, and then actually then setting them up for EDI. For those of you familiar with Prima already, it's very exactly the same as what you would do with any other supplier. So nothing bespoke. Relatively, we try and keep it as simple as possible, really. So I'll just share my screen now. So with this now, we've taken us to the Prima Marketplace. So the Prima Marketplace is our go-to kind of guide to request any supplier catalogues. Always keep an eye on this. Obviously, we're always kind of bringing on new suppliers like Exertis Supplies Ireland. With this, the link is marketplace.primasoftware.co. It should automatically redirect you to the region as needed. So if that isn't the case and you can't find Exertis Supplies Ireland on this one, just in the top right, just make sure you've got it set to Europe. I know sometimes it'll default for people for using a VPN or anything like that. On the Marketplace, you will be greeted with all of our catalogue listings, but just under here, what you can do is just search Exertis, and you'll see in there you've got a catalogue listing called Exertis Supplies EU. You can click on View Products if you want to ever view any of the product range in advance. That'll show you the full suite of products that Exertis have got available to you guys. You can also click to visit the website as well, just in case you want to jump into there. That'll allow you obviously access to your Exertis portal, kind of anything that you would normally do kind of directly in that. You can link straight in from there. From there, you've got a little bit of information about the catalogue itself, obviously just when it's issued, when it's last been processed, the number of SKUs, and then obviously the amount that are web enabled, and obviously a very important one if EDI trading is available, which it is for Exertis Supplies in Ireland. The web enabled statistic, just for reference, is relevant to Prima Go web stores. It just means obviously the amount of the products that are fully attributed. So when your customers are browsing on the web, if you choose to list Exertis Supplies Ireland on your web store, the customers will get the best browsing experience on the back of that. So on Marketplace then, if you're ready to request a catalogue, if you've not done that already, you can click Request Catalogue. It'll pop up, and then all you then need to do is fill in your company name, your account code with the supplier if you've got one at this point. If you don't have one or you're not aware of what it is, if you just put a dot in there for now, we'll still process the file for you. And obviously, if you do need the account code, you can get in touch with the relevant account manager kind of on the back of that. Details of that will obviously be kind of followed up in the email after this one. And then the last thing then is just your email address, just so as we can kind of communicate with that. Once you've filled those details in, just click Order Catalogue. That'll send a request through to our data team, and then we'll get to work issuing that catalogue out. So I'll just minimise down Marketplace now, and we'll just go into our webinars database. When that request is fulfilled from our side, what you'll get in the bottom right is an orange speech bubble. That'll be the latest catalogues that are waiting to import. So when that lights up orange, you can just click on that. You'll get a pop-up that says Exertis Supplies EU is waiting to be imported. Just click apply on that, and then that'll import through. It'll be an overnight one for that. If you did require it kind of more urgently than that one, if you're looking to kind of get it straight away, if you just contact us directly, we can take a look into getting that force through for you from there. But generally, as a rule of thumb, we let it run overnight just as it allows all the data to go through without any impact on the day-to-day. Once done, it'll list in the actual database just under the publications and catalogue section. As I've only just applied this one through, it won't be showing just now, but using the Exertis UK file as an example, you can see here it would just list here saying Exertis Supplies EU. What you can then do is, if you've not already done this, you can do new record and a company and create Exertis Supplies Ireland, which I'll go into in more detail. But once you've created that company, just in the bottom section here, like we've done with the UK file, you can apply the Exertis company account that you've created. If you're looking to use things like pricing bands or anything like that, which we won't go into too much detail on today, just as obviously we'll be here for quite a while, but if you are looking to use that, or the recommended retail prices from Exertis to cross-reference against other supplier products, you can tick best pricing just in there as well, and that'll enable that pricing to be used as a price comparison. If Exertis Supplies Ireland are your preferred supplier as well, you can tick the option for preferred in there, and I'll just default them to being the preferred supplier on all new codes that get created. So going back then to the up and the main bulk of the technical side today, I just jump into the company lookup. At this point, I've done new record and company and created a supplier account called Exertis Supplies Ireland. So we double click into there. Normally you're greeted with the main tab, but what we're interested in today is the supplier tab. So the supplier tab is all the key information that you require for actually setting up a supplier for EDI. Clicking into there, we try and make this as simple as possible. So you don't need to worry about setting up kind of manual FTP details or anything like that. It's all done behind the scene. All you need to do is choose the relevant drop-down. So just in the bottom left, we've got the EDI setup section. Under the connection type, you can choose Exertis Ireland EDI. You'll then be greeted with a few sections for connection usernames and passwords, a supplier code for buyer, the stock check username, and a stock check password. If you don't already have those details, again, after this call, following the email, we'll send through the email address for Colin and Martin, just in case you need those EDI details, and you can just get in touch with the relevant guys there. If you do have those, a simple setup, like we said, you can put your username in the username section and the password in the password section. This is the same for the stock check username and password as well. The supplier code for buyer, again, just pop that in as your account code, so they're the same as the username. So essentially the username, the supplier code for buyer, and the stock check username would be the same, and then it'd be the same connection passwords for both the general EDI and the stock check. The supply code for buyer essentially just becomes your account number, I believe. So that's kind of how that would function. Once you've added that in, you just hit save at the top or Control S on your keyboard, and that's the bulk of the EDI setup pretty much done there and ready to go. Once that is set up, what that will actually enable access automatically is for your terms, so your cost price files, and things like your stock files to actually be automatically collected by Prima. So the stock file is updated by Exertis Supplies in Ireland every hour. The pricing, I believe, is every day. Prima will collect that as soon as you've got those EDI kind of set up. So it'll be about within 90 minutes that all that data should feed through automatically. You should have your pricing up to date, and you can start check via your sales orders or your product lookups. One important part of the EDI as well is the EDI delivery codes. So at the minute, we've got two EDI delivery codes that are set up with Exertis Supplies Ireland. That is IRE ADS, which is a standard overnight van route, and IRE UPS, which is a standard next day delivery to the warehouse. With these delivery codes, these are quite key just for you guys to obviously kind of make sure you're getting the right delivery into yourselves. When adding the delivery codes, all you need to do is click add. You can pop in the code just like we've got set up below, but just move that out of the way. So you can pop in, say, IRE ADS, the description, which is just your internal reference, just so you know which one it relates to, and then the system type. So both of these two delivery types, as they go into yourselves, would be the standard delivery. You can have one default per delivery type in the system. Obviously here we're setting up two standards, so you choose one of those as your default. So whichever one it would be, like in this one here, we've got this standard next day to warehouse ticked as default. We can just tick that option there. You can then also set in, if there's a free or margin over, depending on what you've got agreed with Exertis Supplies in Ireland, a free over a certain value, you can pop that value in there. And then the main thing then, depending on what your delivery charge is from there, you can pop in the relevant value from that bit just in the bottom section. Once done, just click OK on that. And then you can repeat the same for the second delivery charge just in there. With that being said, that is really the bulk of the actual EDI setup for Exertis Supplies in Ireland. As soon as you set up the drop down with your username and password, providing everything's okay. Of course, sometimes we do have technical issues with things like firewalls, like say the AVG, Avast, different things like that. But as a rule of thumb, generally we say within 90 minutes, your terms, so your cost prices should drop in and the stock check should start working. If you have waited above the 90 minutes, so say 2 hours plus, there may be a case that the firewall is blocking something. We can help with that as well if that is the case. Obviously, we can't jump into firewalls too much ourselves. Obviously, it's not our area of expertise, but we do have some usual checks we can do to point you in the right direction on and make sure that's working from there. So with that being said then, that's pretty much the setup done for Exertis Supplies in Ireland. So you've requested the catalogue, we've set up the company and applied it against the catalogue, and then we've set up the EDI details from there. If you're wondering about things like stock check, if I just jump into a sales order screen, when you're adding an item into an order, just in here, you can see a stock value just in the actual screen as you're adding it, just under the supplier drop-down just in here. Or if you've added items to your order, you do have a stock check button just at the bottom. So you can click on that when your stock check's active. That'll then bring through the stock for Exertis Supplies Ireland, and you can see that and obviously and make the kind of decisions on your ordering from there. You can also do that in the stock and product lookup, but more popular places would be your sales orders. Obviously, that's where you're doing the bulk of your ordering from. I think from that side, from the technical kind of point of view, that's probably the majority that I'm personally going to cover myself. I don't know if Steve and Oliver, Colin or Martin, if you guys have got anything you'd like to add to that, or you'd like me to expand on.
Got a couple of small pieces there. So we have covered the setup of how Exertis Supplies in Ireland will work. Again, just to be clear, that should be created as a new supplier. Please do not overwrite any existing Exertis Supplies in the UK account that you may have. I definitely would recommend creating Exertis Supplies Ireland as well. Exertis Ireland is a completely separate technology business and a separate trading business. Exertis UK is a separate trading technology business as well. So Exertis Supplies in the UK, Exertis Supplies Ireland are definitely separate and how you should do it. Any attempt to overwrite the existing one will probably end in tears, different VAT numbers, different FTP credentials, different everything. So please do treat them separately. Another slight point to make, and we will correct this in the documentation after, those delivery codes that you were shown on screen there, they aren't accurate. The correct codes for those are IEUPS and IERAD. We will correct that for the documentation, but no major change there. How you set them up is still exactly the same, just a slight technical difference in the spelling, that's all. And at that point, I guess it's Q&As if anybody has anything. Is that correct, Andrew, Steve? Is that where we're up to already?
Yeah, of course. I think it's like we said, it's flying by. Hopefully, quite a simple setup. But it doesn't look like we've had any questions in, so I'm hoping that means it's a good sign that everyone knows kind of what's going on, and if obviously people might already be set up and they've jumped along. I can see I think one person's just popped the hand up there. Hopefully, you should have access to the Q&A to be able to pop the question in there. I believe it was Phyllis at BMC. Hopefully, you should be able to access the Q&A. Just drop your question in there, and then we can address it from that side of it. We'll just wait and see if that comes in from there. Obviously, we're perfect. So Phyllis has just asked, is the website available for dealers to look at? Would you be referring to the Exertis Supplies Ireland website there, Phyllis? Is that the specific one that you're looking for?
And I can help with that. So at the moment, we have the exertissupplies.co.uk website, and most customers have an exertissupplies.co.uk login. Today, we are unable to set an Exertis Supplies Ireland customer up on that UK store. We're working on that as we speak. A workaround we have right now is that we can set a flag on your UK store login that puts a nice big flash across every single product that's available to you in Ireland. Pricing should be the same in Ireland and the UK, give or take an occasional exchange rate change, you know, micro differences. So pricing should still be the same. But we can, any account, like if you have a UK account with us and you want to see which products are available from the Ireland warehouse, just like again, let your account manager know. It's a 2-second job to put that flag in place for you so that you can see which products are available in the Ireland warehouse.
Brilliant.
And a proper solution will be there as soon as we can physically manage it.
What I would say as well, just on the back of that, again, like we noted, I'll just share my screen again, just to show you this side of it. But on the marketplace.primasoftware.co, on the Exertis EU site, you do have an option in there for view products. So just to kind of follow up, obviously, while if you kind of just need to have a quick look or you're browsing about, you can see the entire kind of product view that's available in there. So you can even search, say I'm looking for X item, I'm looking for this item, whatever it may be. You can see there. You can even narrow down things like attribute groups if you wanted to from that side of it. So if you were looking at what Exertis Supplies Ireland do offer, you can view it on our marketplace directly, or like Oliver said, obviously get in touch with those guys if you don't have a login for their portal, and they'll be able to sort that out. But coming soon, obviously, you'll have a dedicated site ready to go to that side of it. So I'll just stop sharing that one. So just another question again that's come in is, are the codes matched to the VOW codes? Is I guess a big one. Obviously, VOW is probably the major wholesaler in Ireland at the minute.
Yeah.
If you want to take that one, Oliver.
Yeah, I think that's a question for both of us on this one. So yes, absolutely. In the Exertis Supplies catalogue, we are able to tell you which what the VOW code is for all the branded products that we sell, for example. And my understanding is that the Prima software will link together a product where there's an exact match. So if you're looking for a Parker pen and we both sell the same Parker pen, then there'll be a link between those and we can match our code to VOW code very easily on that one. If we then take it, sorry, go on, Andrew, and then we'll cover the rest of that conversation in a minute.
Yeah, exactly that. So with that side of it, if the items are like for like, they'll be automatically included. So when you add the item onto your order after you've requested the Exertis Supplies in Ireland catalogue, you can then see every supplier that's available for that product where the data is cross-referenced. Obviously, there may be times where one slips through the net where it's not been checked over by the kind of say checked over, where it's not been referenced in the Fusion data, or whether it's been just been slipped through. If that is the case, obviously we can get that linked up, no problem whatsoever. But we're confident that from the start that everything's been cross-referenced and all good to go. So yeah, everything from that side will be perfect.
The questions are coming thick and fast now. So
yeah,
Q-Connect, absolutely. Also to work, which is the hygiene and catering equivalent of the Q-Connect, will work. 5-star should work. Anything like that will work. However, where we find a challenge is that technically speaking, a Parker pen is a Parker pen. The exact same thing turns up whether you buy it from ourselves or VOW or somebody else. Once it becomes a comparison between Q-Connect and 5-star, they are technically different. And therefore, by default, back office systems, they tend not to link our ValueX product to the Q-Connect product, to the 5-star product, because they are technically not the same thing. We have worked with dealers to put this in place, but it has to be on a dealer request basis. There's 2 layers to that. One, Prima can't make the decision that you want to cross-reference those products. And 2, it's your decision whether you do or don't want to match those products on an individual product basis. It may be that we have 2 variations of those matches. So it might be that we have a pack of 5 notebooks that are 100 pages each, and they're lined and ruled and everything else. And they are, the only difference is that one says Q-Connect on it and one says ValueX on it. And in that scenario, we would call them an exact match, except it's an own brand. And we can give a list of those to you. However, sometimes that's not quite as an exact match. It may be that we provide a pack of 6, I'll provide a pack of 5. It may be that ours is 90 sheets and theirs is 80. It may be that the pack of 12 pens instead of the pack of 10. And what we call those is a best fit. And each individual dealer may have a case where they do or don't want those to connect together. And then it's up to you whether you do or don't set those in your system. And not only that, but within each dealer, you will have customers who are quite happy to receive that and others who you may not want to do that with. So it can become quite complicated. So by default, Prima will not link products that are not exactly the same, but we have helped dealers to achieve that on whatever level you choose to do it. That's enough.
Yeah, that's perfect. Again, just following on from that, as part of the email after it, if obviously you've been in touch with the guys at Exertis Ireland, Exertis Supplies in Ireland, sorry, and you are looking at kind of importing the alternatives, I'll pop through the guide just on how it works in Prima, whether it's a code by code basis, and kind of obviously you can make a decision from there. So just jumping on then, I think there's a couple of similar questions that kind of coming in. One of them is, can you order via EDI if you deal both in Ireland and in the UK? So obviously Exertis Supplies UK, Exertis Supplies Ireland. If you want to chat on.
Yep, that's fine. We did the first couple of integrations we did with Prima. There were some technical challenges we had to work through, and it turned out that there were some errors being made. So just to make this clear, Exertis Supplies Ireland can be set up with EDI with a completely separate set of EDI credentials for your account than the one in the UK. And therefore, your Exertis Supplies UK account should be set up with the Exertis Supplies UK FTP EDI credentials you've always had, and the Ireland one should be set up separately with the credentials you've got there, and they can both trade entirely independently of each other, and there is no issue with having both of those set up at all. I'd like to answer a question that wasn't asked, because this will follow in nicely, which is how you choose to set those up in terms of catalogue priorities and things like that is also up to you. So the recommendation from us at this point, although there's commercial implications for you and you need to decide what's best for you as a dealer, would be if you set your Exertis Supplies Ireland catalogue priority higher than your Exertis Supplies UK priority, the 5,500 SKUs that are available in Ireland, you would then buy from Ireland. And any products that you can't then buy from Ireland would fall back to the UK catalogue and you would be able to buy them from the UK. Now, obviously, that may mean that you have small orders to place on the UK with carriage implications and such forth. But from a purely a technical standpoint, that would be the cleanest way to do it. From a commercial standpoint, you may wish to do some other things. You may say, well, actually, I want the entire range available and I don't want to order from two suppliers. Therefore, I'm choosing to prioritize the Exertis UK account. Probably wouldn't suggest that, but if you make that decision, that's entirely up to you. Or there's the reverse of that, which is I'm going to set the Exertis Supplies Ireland catalogue up and remove the Exertis Supplies UK account. In that scenario, you would then only have 5,500 products available to you, but you wouldn't have to worry about the delayed lead times and the potential small orders with high carriage costs from the UK. So all three of those options are available to you. However you choose to set that up is up to you. But effectively, we are sat here on this call today as two separate suppliers to you now in your system, and there's no reason that they can't both be set up in the same way as you can deal with us and Vow.
Just following on from that side of it, just because Oliver's touched on the catalogue priorities, I'll just share my screen again, just to show you, obviously in Prima, if you've not dealt with priorities already, just under the publications catalogues, you'll see there's just a priority order just in the kind of bottom right section here. So like Oliver's touched on there, if you're choosing to prioritize Exertis Supplies Ireland and then have Exertis Supplies UK as a backup if you deal with both, you can say Exertis Supplies Ireland as priority 1, Exertis Supplies UK as number 2. That will then automatically kind of trigger what Oliver's saying there, where if the product's available from Exertis Supplies Ireland, it will list them as a supplier and you can order from them. If they're not available as a supplier, it can then second in command, it'll default to Exertis UK. From the other side of it with the EDI setup, like we said originally when it went live, there was only the one connection. If you do deal in both UK and Ireland, under that connection type, like we've spoke on there, you've got two separate companies in Prima, so Exertis Supplies Ireland, Exertis Supplies UK. Exertis Supplies Ireland will have the Exertis Ireland EDI dropdown. If you've then got your second Exertis Supplies UK company, you can have Exertis EDI as the alternative one then, just to answer that question from there. So hopefully that covers the technical side of that one as well, just to kind of follow up, as I know sometimes it can get a little bit confusing with all the setup, but just to cover that side off as well.
Thanks, Andrew. We've got one more question from two people asking effectively the same question, I think. Trevor and Phyllis asking regarding what I'm going to call a back-to-back process. So as I said in my intro to try and head off this, because I knew it was coming. Today, 5,500 products available from Exertis Ireland warehouse. In the UK, that's about 12,000 products. There is a balance there, and the preference, we are aware, from our Ireland customers is that they can place all their order on the Exertis Ireland warehouse, and it's our job to put that product from the UK warehouse to the Ireland warehouse and then ship it to you in what I'm calling a back-to-back method. Today, the only option available to you is to place the 5,500 items on the Ireland warehouse, and if it's in the remaining balance, you need to place an order on the Exertis Supplies UK account. We are working on that. We know it's a challenge. It's only a challenge in less than 10% of cases. As we said, 90% plus of your fulfillment can be done already from the Exertis Ireland stock available. And to be honest, even the ones that can't, we will offer an alternative product that would normally do the job. But we are aware of that being a challenge, and it is one we are working on. So today, you can't place a product that is only available in the UK on your Ireland account. The positive is, because you're working with Prima, those catalogues are individually defined. So the Exertis Supplies Ireland catalogue only contains those Ireland products, and the Exertis Supplies UK catalogue only contains UK product. So if you configure your account with the correct Prima catalogue to the correct Exertis account, you shouldn't have a situation where you see a product in that catalogue that's not available in that relevant market. So you shouldn't end up buying a product you can't buy in either of those markets. So yes, Phyllis, can we not just order from Ireland and wait? Ideally, yes. We're just not there yet. We've been trading a month, and most of the people on this call are already dealing with us, which is quite staggering, to be honest. I feel like we've opened a 10-year-old business overnight. But there are still teething problems. There are still things. It's not as simple as just making that catalogue available. We need a method to get it through to that warehouse in Ireland. We need a method to make sure that if we ship that stock, it's allocated to you. We need an extra few thousand bin locations in the warehouse as well. And if they're for back-to-back, it's not necessarily the best use of that space. So lots of technical bits in the background that make it not as simple as I would like it to be from an IT perspective. The IT is not actually the worst part of this. It's the reality for the guys on the ground that's a bit different. So it is definitely something we're looking at, as you can tell by the fact that I can tell you why it's not as simple as it should be. So appreciate two of you asked the same question. I'm sure every single person would if we had enough time.
Yeah, I think unless there's any other last minute questions for now, obviously just give it a minute just while I'm going to waffle on just in case. I hope we've kind of covered everything. So obviously we've been through, I guess, how Exertis Supplies Ireland are going to be operating, and obviously kind of the future plans. Obviously quite key or kind of on the end there is that if you do deal in both the UK and Ireland, how to go through that setup, how to structure your catalogues, and obviously kind of make sure you're getting the most seamless experience from there. I guess obviously other important parts, just from a Prima perspective, is that how we set up the Exertis Supplies Ireland EDI today, including the catalogue request and the EDI setup, including the delivery codes, is exactly the same setup on what you can do for any other suppliers, just in case you're wondering that. So same setup, going via Marketplace, requesting the catalogue, signing the company, signing the EDI drop down if it's available, and obviously popping in those delivery codes as well. So hopefully kind of just using that as kind of moving forwards for you guys. If there is any other kind of alternative kind of ventures that you're kind of going into, just want to keep in mind there. But with that being said, then it seems like there's been no more kind of questions coming in. So obviously a huge thank you to Oliver, Colin and Martin for joining us. Thanks a lot, Steve, obviously for hopping on as well. Following this call, what I will do, as soon as it's available, I'll put together the actual, just a recap of today's webinar, just in case you need it. That will include obviously kind of relevant contact details for people like Colin and Martin, obviously just so you can get in touch with them if you need those EDI details. There will also be some just kind of webinars on our side for things like the alternatives and setting those up in Prima, just if you were interested in that a little bit further. So with that being said, then I guess that's all from us today. So thanks for everyone for joining us. Obviously, I hope it's been quite an insightful session. I hope you're looking forward to dealing with Exertis Supplies in Ireland, and also we look forward to working together well into the future. So brilliant. Thanks a lot, guys, and we'll see you again soon. Cheers, guys. Thank you. Bye bye.